this is Karen.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of our lesson called Glasgow, City of Parks, Art, and Music. And the vocabulary words are musical.
Musical.
Michelle works at a store that sells musical instruments.
Average.
Average.
The teacher asked the students to find the average of 6, 10, and 14.
I don't know the answer.
10.
Typical.
Typical.
A typical breakfast for me is toast and eggs.
Yummy. Impress.
Impress.
Eric impressed everyone at the party with his singing ability.
Awesome. Boldly.
Boldly.
The soldiers boldly ran up the hill. So we're still talking about this beautiful place called Glasgow, which means dear green place, right?
Place. Oh, yeah. But it is a dear green city, though.
Everyone right.
who goes to this city is usually impressed by the beautiful greenery there.
But I think other than the greenery, there's still a lot of other things to see if you are a music lover or an art lover.
Yes.
Glasgow is the place for you.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of music there. A lot of important bands come out of Glasgow.
That's right. And then also the Scottish Ballet is also based in the city. And one thing that I found really, really interesting is that, did you know that on average, they hold over 100 music events in one typical week.
In just 1 week.
1 week, they have over 100 music events.
So no matter what kind of music you're into, you're likely to be able to find something you would like.
There's a huge selection. There's pop, and then there's rock, and many, many different types of music.
Okay, and then if you're into art, then you can go to the Gallery of Modern Art, and you'll probably notice the most famous thing outside of the Gallery of Art is the Wellington statue.
Okay.
And it has an orange and white traffic cone on top of its head.
Really?
Yeah, somebody put that there and they kept it, so.
And then they thought it was really artistic.
Yeah. So
Okay, sounds like an interesting place.
let's learn more.
About Glasgow.
Enjoy.
Glasgow, City of Parks, Art, and Music.
In 2008, UNESCO named Glasgow a City of Music. It's easy to see why, since music is an important part of the city's culture. National organizations such as the Royal Scottish National Orchestra and the Scottish Ballet are based in the city. In addition, many famous pop and rock bands, including Franz Ferdinand and Churches, started out in Glasgow. Whatever your musical preference is, you're sure to find something you like, since the city holds an average of over 100 music events in a typical week.
Today's lesson is Glasgow, City of Parks, Art, and Music, Part 2. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike. Yes, it's our second day visiting the Scottish city of Glasgow. We haven't actually seen a lot of music or art yet, but we definitely checked out some of the parks and also a wonderful free museum filled with boats and trains and things like that. If you're interested in transportation, Glasgow's got a great museum for that. But now I feel like a little bit more culture, maybe of the more artistic kind.
Let's talk about music.
Let's
do
that.
Why are
Why?
we going to talk about music? Because in 2008, UNESCO named Glasgow a City of Music.
That's why.
That's why. And it's easy to see why. Since music is an important part of the city's culture.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of music in Glasgow, and it's been important for the city for a very long time. And yeah, we're going to learn there's music of all styles there. It says national organizations such as the Royal Scottish National Orchestra and the Scottish Ballet are based in the city. So if you like sort of the classical side of music, the National Orchestra will play you some Mozart, the ballet will do some Tchaikovsky. It'll be great. But what about for the youngins, for the kids, for the rock and rollers?
I'm sensing that you want to talk about Franz Ferdinand.
The hip-hoppers. Sure, we can talk about them. They'll take me out.
It says, in addition, for those of you who are younger, who like pop music and rock music, in addition, many famous pop and rock bands including Franz Ferdinand, and Churches started out in Glasgow. And
Really?
I don't know of this band Churches, but when I was in college, Franz Ferdinand was all the rage.
Did they take you out?
They took me out many, many times.
That's one of their songs.
That's one of their songs.
Churches, I think, are a newer group. I think it's just a guy and a girl, but don't quote me on that. But very popular these days. So as we read, whatever your musical preference is, you're sure to find something you like, since the city holds an average of over 100 music events in a typical week.
Yeah, not in a year.
Not in a year or even a month.
In a week.
Wow, that is a city that likes music. So whatever your musical preference is, basically, no matter what style of music you like. A preference is something you like, and here we're talking about the music you like. So that's why we use the adjective for music, musical. Anything to do with music, musical. Musical education, musical instruments, musical scores, right? Where they write all the notes on sheet music. If it's to do with music, musical is the adjective. Michelle, for example, Michelle works at a store that sells musical instruments, not medical instruments.
Yeah.
Musical instruments.
If you want to buy a telescope, don't go there.
go
Go to a store that sells scientific instruments. If you want to buy a violin, though, go to this store. It sells musical instruments.
Ukulele?
Or a ukulele, even. Anyways, we also have the word average here to talk about. It's a noun. Here, the word average kind of means in the middle, okay? Mathematically, if we're talking about an average quantity, we take a string of numbers or a list of numbers, we add them all together, and then we divide that number that we've just gotten by the number of things that we have. And that gives us a number that's kind of in the middle, that tells us what we should expect. So here it says, oh, on a typical week, there might be 100 musical events. Well, on an average week, if there is 100 musical events, you're saying that, well, maybe one week there are 90, or the next week there's 110, but over time, that number is going to settle at around 100. That would be what you should expect given this average quantity. For example, the teacher asked the students to find the average of 6, 10, and 14. So 6 and 10 is 16, plus 14 is 30. Divided by 3, we have 3 numbers, so the average is going to be 10.
Oh, okay. So there we can use average in a mathematical kind of way, but yeah, we can also use it to say what is normal, typical, usual. And the next word we see there is typical. It's an adjective, and it means something that is usual, normal, the kind of thing you would expect to find. Anything that's not this would be a little strange and special. You know, we often say, oh, a typical August day in Taipei is hot and sunny. It might get cool or there might be a typhoon, but most of the time this is what you expect. This is typical or normal. For example, a typical breakfast for me is toast and eggs. But on the weekend, I might make a little bit more. My birthday, I might have something special. But this is my usual, normal breakfast.
All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But don't go away. We'll be back soon.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课文有介绍一些格拉斯哥的景点，像是格拉斯哥植物园、河滨博物馆等等。好，那除了自然景观，格拉斯哥的音乐艺术文化也很出名哦。课文提到说，联合国教科文组织在2008年授予格拉斯哥这个城市音乐之城的名号，因为音乐是这个城市文化重要的一部分。像皇家苏格兰国家管弦乐团，还有苏格兰芭蕾舞团等等这些国立机构，都是设立在格拉斯哥。还有啊，很多知名的流行乐和摇滚乐团也是从这个城市开始的。不管你喜欢什么音乐，你都可以在这边找到你喜欢的类型。而且呢，在格拉斯哥，平均一个礼拜会举办100多场的音乐活动。是不是很夸张啊？一个礼拜100多场哎。好，不管怎么样，我们先来看3个单字 musical， 它是形容词，形容音乐的，像 musical instrument 就表示乐器 ，musical score 就表示乐谱。下一个单字 average， 它表示平均值、平均数。 Charles 老师刚刚用到 mathematically 这个副词是用来表达数学上抵或是以数学方式抵。那这个字它是拼作 mathematically mathematically。好，下一个单字 typical。它是形容词，形容普通的、一般的、典型的，或是具有代表性的。接回到课文中。
Glasgow, city of parks, art, and music.
If you enjoy art, you should also stop by the city center. There you'll find the Gallery of Modern Art, which houses beautiful pieces that will impress any art lover. The main attraction, however, is outside the museum. The Wellington statue stands boldly, but the first thing you'll notice about it is the orange and white traffic cone on its head. First placed there several decades ago by a prankster, the cone remains an endearing addition that lightens any mood.
Okay, folks, before the break, we were talking about music. Glasgow is definitely a musical place. It's a music city or a musical city. But there's also art to be found there in Glasgow. Yes, if you enjoy art, you should also stop by the city center.
The city center, the center of the city, probably downtown. There you'll find the Gallery of Modern Art. Explains what it does. It's a gallery of modern art, and that's the name. There you'll find the Gallery of Modern Art, which houses beautiful pieces that will impress any art lover, even someone with high standards like you.
Hey, I've been to this museum. It was fantastic. It definitely impressed me. By the way, if something impresses you, it fills you with respect and admiration. And growing up, there was a rumor that someone at our school, his name was Curtis, was a very, very talented pianist. And you know what? I thought, big deal. I played piano when I was growing up. I'm probably pretty good as well. Well, compared to Curtis, no, I wasn't. Curtis blew us away with his piano skills. Everyone went, oh my goodness, he is so good at playing the piano. Yes, he really impressed us with his skills on the piano. For example, Eric impressed everyone at the party with his singing ability. Everyone stopped partying and they paid attention to this guy because his singing was just that good.
So they have this Gallery of Modern Art. Of course, again, you can go inside and check things out, but we read the main attraction, however, is outside the museum. It's not inside, it's outside the museum. Well, what do they have there? It says the Wellington statue stands boldly, but the first thing you'll notice about it is the orange and white traffic cone on its head. They put a traffic cone on the head of Lord Wellington. Well, that's an interesting thing to do, but of course, if it's a statue of a great hero like Lord Wellington, the man who beat Napoleon at Waterloo, they would probably have him standing boldly in the statue, in the pose that he's holding in the statue. If you're doing something boldly, this adverb kind of means bravely, with confidence, showing no fear. Even if you are scared, you're showing no fear. So if you walk out onto stage to make that speech and you walk very tall and make eye contact with people and you're not kind of like doing that, but you look very confident and brave, people would say you are walking very boldly. So we have this statue that's probably quite old, but then someone put one of those orange and white traffic cones, you know, the things that they put on the road to guide traffic. They put it on his head like a hat. He's not standing so boldly with a traffic cone. We do have this word for the sentence for boldly. The soldiers boldly ran up the hill. I bet you they weren't wearing orange and white traffic cones.
No, that would be a great way to make yourself a target.
And you'd look silly.
Okay, more on this silly statue of Wellington. First placed there several decades ago by a prankster, the cone remains an endearing addition that lightens any mood. So apparently the cone is there to stay. All right, everyone, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back soon.
下一个要介绍的景点是现代艺术美术馆，它位于市中心，里面有收藏好几幅会让人留下深刻印象的美丽作品。那它主要吸引人的地方是在馆外有一座威灵顿公爵的雕像。威灵顿公爵是英国的政治家、军事家，他参加过很多战争，还包含滑铁卢战役。他跟其他人率领联军击败这个拿破仑指挥的法军。那刚刚说到这个雕像呢，他看起来很勇敢，屹立不摇。可是头上却戴了一顶交通锥，看起来超搞笑的。这个圆锥最早是在几十年前有一个恶作剧的人放的，那现在反而变成一个很逗趣、会让人心情愉悦的一个景象。好，这边有2个单字 ，impress。impress 它是动词，表示使什么印象深刻，使什么钦佩。Travel 来解释单字时用到 admiration。admiration 可以表达钦佩、赞赏。那这个字是拼作 admiration。admiration。老师还有用到 blow somebody away， 不是把某个人吹走哦。这个片语它可以表达让某个人印象深刻。好，下一个单字 boldly。它是副词，表示勇敢地或是大胆地。那么补充单字 prankster， 它表示恶作剧的人。endearing 则是用来形容可爱的或是讨人喜欢的。介绍课文中。
Glasgow, city of parks, art, and music.
While Edinburgh gets all the attention for its historic buildings, Scotland has more to see than just cold stone castles. You will find its modern culture alive in the dear green place.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap things up. While Edinburgh gets all the attention for its historic buildings, Scotland has more to see than just cold stone castles. So go to Glasgow. Don't just go to Edinburgh and end it.
Well, that's a little mean. Okay, Edinburgh does have a big cold stone castle. Not the ice cream, it's just a castle made of cold stone. But it has more stuff. But yes, it is true. Glasgow often gets ignored, but as we hope we've shown you over the last 2 days, there's actually a whole lot to see in Scotland's second city of Glasgow. As it says, you will find its modern culture alive in the dear green place. So old Scotland might be, best seen in Edinburgh, but modern Scotland is definitely alive and well in Glasgow. I'm gonna go visit. Last time I just drove through on a highway, so I have to stop next time. Yeah.
Anyways, folks, that's it for our article, but we still have the what do you think question to ask and then answer. Mike, what was mentioned in the article that would make you want to visit Glasgow?
Well, since I love sailing ships, I would want to visit Glasgow to go on the tall ship they have down there, walk around, check out the captain's cabin. That sounds like fun. And it's free. What about you?
I want to go there too because it's free. Yes, the ship and the Riverside Museum would make me want to go to Glasgow because I enjoy not paying for good things. I like free stuff, especially when that stuff is free.
You are a deep and sensitive man.
I am. Thank you. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But don't go away. The Chinese teacher is on the way.
Buy you a glass of water?
I can't wait.
Okay.
课文最后提到，虽然爱丁堡的历史建筑吸引了所有的注意力，不过苏格兰不光只有那些冰冷的石头城堡，这好酸哦。我们要欣赏现代文化，就一定要去造访格拉斯哥。其实我几年前有去过苏格兰，当时还真的只有去爱丁堡。那有参加这个高地一日行程，有拿这个吐司去喂很憨很可爱的高地牛。我也不知道为什么苏格兰人会拿吐司喂牛可是因为时间太短，我没有办法去到格拉斯哥。希望下次真的有机会可以去造访。同学们，如果有机会去到苏格兰，你记得要多待几天，体验不同的城市风情哦。好，以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍文法重点有4个。第一个是 whatever 引导副词子句的用法。第二个是 be sure to 加原形动词。第三个是 remain 当连缀动词的用法。第4个是 lighten any mood 或是 lighten one's mood。我们先来学 whatever 它可以用来引导副词子句去强调不管什么事物，无论是什么事物，那么意思就相当于 no matter what。其他还有 wherever 就相当于 no matter where 无论何处， whoever 就相当于 no matter who 无论是谁等等。举例来说 whatever she says don't believe her， 也可以说 no matter what she says don't believe her， 无论她说什么都不要相信她。接着我们来学 be sure to 加原形动词。好，我们平常用祈使句 be sure to 加原形动词，就是用来提醒对方一定要做某件事。例如 be sure to wash your hands before you eat， 吃饭之前一定要先洗手，除了要湿搓冲捧擦，还要内外夹攻大力碗。听不懂吗？自己去 Google 就会知道了。好，另外呢，我们可以用某人或某事物加上 be sure to 加原形动词来表达某人一定会做某事，某件事一定会发生。例如 It's sure to be a fantastic show， 那一定会是一场很精彩的表演。好，接着我们来学remain 当连缀动词的用法，它表示仍然是什么，持续怎么样怎么样。那后面可以接名词或是形容词等等。像 remain calm 就表示保持冷静 ，remain a mystery 就表示仍然是个谜。举例来说 ，Please remain silent during the show， 在表演过程中请保持安静。好，最后我们来学 lighten any mood 或是 lighten one's mood。lighten 这个动词呢，它可以指照亮啊、变亮，那它其实还有减轻的意思。当严肃的气氛或者是悲伤的情绪减轻了，那就表示变得轻松了嘛。所以 lighten any mood 或是 lighten one's mood 就表示使什么什么心情变得轻松愉快。例如He tried to lighten her mood with a joke。他试着借由说笑话，让她心情变得轻松一点。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
婉拒他人的说法有哪些？
Hey, do you want to get some Mexican food with me after this?
I'm not sure, but I'll get back to you later. 我们先开始这个好不好 ？Okay, so hi， 欢迎来到就爱讲英文，我是 Holly。
Hey everybody, I'm Shade.
所以我们今天要说的主题就是如何委婉的拒绝别人的时候。
啊，是刚才不是真的啊，还好我还有机会耶。
Okay, so 刚刚我说 I'm not sure， 其实不是说我真的不确定，而是我真的不是很想跟他出去。
哦，所以 I'm not sure， 其实你很 sure。
对，其实我很确定不要跟他出去。
可是你不想伤我的心。
对，所以不想伤别人的心的时候，就可以用委婉的 I'm not sure。
其实有很多方式，对不对？
对，还有很多委婉的方式，比如说我刚说的第二句 I'll get back to you later。哦，我等一下再跟你讲。
可是你根本不 plan get back to me later， 对不对？
我回去就忘了这件事了，拜。
下一个我觉得还不错。I think I'm good。
哦，我觉得我应该不需要。
你真的要这样子 I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. 其实不是说哦我很好，不是的，对不对？只是说哦，
我已经很好了，我不需要跟你对。
对，我很好，不需要啊。还有呢，另外更直接的讲法。
可是这个其实还蛮明白的，因为常常用的，对不对
？Yeah.
I already have plans.
对，其实我已经有其他的计划。
真的吗？跟谁？什么时候？
比你帅啦。
Let me see your calendar. Give me a calendar.
啊，开什么事？Yeah， 还有
对最后一个，我觉得。
可是如果你不想要那么直白的话，你想要让人家觉得你好像有点可怜，那你会说什么
？I think I'm sick.
No.
See, that's too direct, right?
Yeah, sick 的话，你不要跟人家说你生病了。
对，
你要说什么
？I think I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Under the weather.
Under the weather 是我在天气下面，什么意思？
其实我的母语吗？
你的母语？
我母语哇，中文好难哦。我母语是英文，可是我也不知道 under the weather 为什么是 under the weather？
为什么是这样？
感觉就是天气不好，所以你生病了，有点不舒服，就是快要生病。所以明天如果你看我好好的，我说我今天好了。就是我只是昨天是有一点 under the weather。
under the weather 不是真的很严重的生病，就只是有一点不舒服。
所以这是个很好的借口。
Okay, all right. 那接下来我们就 live action 了吗
I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay,
Let's
you
go
do
to live action.
Live action! Hey, Teresa, do you want to come to a club tonight?
I'm not sure. I'll get back to you later.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun. You can be my date.
Actually, I just remembered that I already have plans.
You can cancel them. You can see my new dance moves.
Thanks. I think I'm good.
See? Number 1, I'm not sure.
Number 2, I'll get back to you later.
Number 3, I think I'm good.
Number 4, I already have plans.
Number 5, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather.